If you are wondering how to know if your child is ready for preschool, the clearest signs of developmental readiness are the ability to communicate their basic needs to a new adult, handle short periods of separation from their primary caregivers, and follow simple two-step instructions. While children do not need to master academic skills like reading or counting before starting class, they do need the emotional stamina and the social curiosity to participate in group routines. Welcome back to Nanny's Place. I'm Vivi. Today, we're skipping the generic checklist that you find on Google, and we're talking about the real unfiltered behavior markers that actually matters when you're deciding if your toddler is ready for the classroom. So let's break it down. Okay, let's start with communication, but not the way that the medical charts talk about it. Honestly, your child does not need a massive vocabulary or perfect grammar to be preschool ready. What they do need is the ability to advocate for themselves to a stranger. For mom out there, let's be honest. At home, you are a master mind reader. You know exactly what a specific grunt means. You know what face they make when they have a full diaper or they have an empty stomach. But at preschool, a preschool teacher with 15 kids in a classroom cannot read minds. So before enrolling your child, ask yourself this. Can my kid look at a trusted adult who isn't mom, dad, or a regular caregiver? And can they communicate a basic survival need? Can your child say water, potty, or hurt to someone else? If they completely freeze up or they refuse to communicate with someone outside of their inner circle, they might need a few more months of social practice before jumping into a busy classroom. Next up is separation anxiety. And let's be totally honest, right? Almost every child will cry on the first day of preschool, and I am right there along with them crying. Crying does not mean that they're not ready. What we are looking for is what happens after you walk out the door. True preschool readiness means that your child understands that even when you leave, you still exist and that you will come back, God willing. Here's how you test this at home without having to pay for tuition yet. Leave them in a church nursery or a gym daycare or with a neighbor for just 1 hour. Would they cry the entire 60 minutes straight without stopping? Or do they cry for about 10 minutes, realize that you're gone, and then allow another adult to soothe them so that they could go off and play? If they can accept comfort from another person after the initial shock, then their nervous system is mature enough to handle preschool. But if they panic to the point where they're hyperventilating for hours, their emotional baseline isn't quite there yet, and that is totally and completely okay. The third sign is what I call instructional stamina. In preschool, a child's day is completely governed by group transitions. A teacher will say something like, put your drawings in the cubby and then come sit on the rug. Did you notice that this is a two-step command? To succeed, a child has to hear the instruction, hold it in their working memory, complete the first task, and then seamlessly move to the second task without getting distracted by a toy along the way. Start testing this at home during dinner or cleanup time. Give them a simple compound command. You can say something like, take your shoes to the closet and then bring me your water bottle. If they can consistently complete both steps without you having to tell them or repeat yourself 5 times, then they have the executive functioning skills that is required for the daily rhythm of a classroom. And finally, please stop stressing over academics. Preschool is not about passing tests, right? It's about learning how to share a world with other tiny human beings. Your child doesn't need to write their name or memorize the alphabet before the first day of school. The teachers are literally trained to teach that. So instead, look for social curiosity. Does your child look at other kids at the park and want to be near them? Even if they are just doing parallel play, like playing side by side with different toys, that baseline interest in their peers is the real green light. If they are still completely overwhelmed or aggressive when another kid enters their bubble, then they might benefit from a smaller structured playdate first before handling a full classroom environment. And parents, if you look at these signs and you realize that your child isn't ready yet, do not view it as a failure. Every single child develops on a completely unique timeline, and keeping them home or waiting an extra semester is often the greatest gift that you can give their long-term confidence. And if this honest nanny perspective gave you some peace of mind, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to A Nanny's Place. And also drop a comment down below. How old is your child right now, and what is the #1 thing that is making you hesitate about preschool? Let's figure this out together in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye guys!